Yes, I'm here.
How are you, Tinduk?
I'm Ray. Teacher, my body is have a bad. My house is have a body, so they are very noisy right now. So I can hear.
Okay. Okay. So what you say is there is a party at my house.
Yeah.
There
There is
is a
party
party
in
at
my
my
house.
house.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And
my.
and it's very noisy.
Yeah, it's
Is that
very
right?
noisy.
Okay. Yeah. There is a party at my house and it's very noisy. Okay, I understand. All right. So you can keep your microphone off. That's fine. What is the party for, Tinduk?
It's a family party.
Right. Is it
It's
for
about
someone's birthday?
my family, my
Just,
cousin family, and
yes.
grandparents,
Right.
grandfather, grandmother, everyone.
Okay. Everyone. Okay. For any special reason, like a birthday or something like that?
No,
No,
it's a meeting. Yeah.
just a meeting. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tinduk. Okay. Mrs. Ha, how are you?
Thank you very much, teacher. Yeah, I'm fine. And
Good.
Đức Nghĩa thẳng cái mặt lên Đức Nghĩa ơi, không ai nhìn thấy mỗi cái chòm tóc của con làm gì cả. Ok, để thẳng mặt lên, để cao lên. Bây giờ phải nhìn thấy cả rõ mặt lên đi. Ai lại làm thế? Con quay thẳng camera lại. Ok, thank you. Yeah, because no
Okay.
one.
Thank you, Mrs.
Go
Ha.
ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Trami, hello.
Hi, teacher.
Hey, how are you?
Anh gì bật lên đây con.
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you. You were looking a little bit serious before. Is everything okay?
Yes, we are still revising for midterm exam.
Okay. Okay. So you are still very busy.
Yes,
Okay. Hope you are not too tired.
thank you.
Okay. Noctu. Hello, Noctu.
Hello, hello, teacher.
How are you? How are you,
Um,
Noctu?
Fine. I'm fine.
Good. Good, thank you. Okay, Feng Lin. Hello, Feng Lin.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good, good, thank you. Wow, looks like I can see your room looks very sunny today. Is that right? Is that what I can see? Looks like sunshine. Is that right?
I'm changed my
It's okay. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't worry. Okay. Hello, Feng Ni.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Good. How has your week been, Feng Ni?
I think it's good.
You've had a good week.
Yes.
Good. I'm pleased to hear it. Okay. Hello, Bao Lin.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Good. I can hear you loud and clear today. That's great. And Anji, how are you?
I'm very, very good.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it, Anji. So actually, same to you. I can't see you very well, Anji, because of the light. Can you change that at all or not?
Yes, okay. I'm fine.
Okay. I can see you. You look to me like a shadow. But I can't actually see you. I can see the shape of your head. But because it's so bright behind you. Okay, it's a little bit better. Thank you, Anji. Okay, everyone. So again, welcome to class. What we're going to be doing today is shortly I'm going to be asking you, as I usually do, just to tell me something about what you've done in the last week. Then we're going to be having a short test. Then we're going to be again just looking at words and phrases you need to know to describe writing task 1. And I've got some exercises for you just to make sure that you know how to describe a bar graph or chart or a line graph or a table. Okay, so to make sure that when you first look at one at the start of a test, you can understand fairly quickly what it is you are looking at. So that's what we're going to practice today. And if we have any time left after that, we will do some more speaking practice. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions for me about anything? Okay, all right, let's start. Okay, Duknia.
Yes.
Okay, Duknia, please tell me about one thing that has happened to you this week. This time I want 3 sentences, please, if you can. 3 sentences.
Like I haven't do anything that's special this week, so
Okay, I haven't done anything.
I haven't
Remember,
done
past
anything.
tense. Yeah,
No.
I haven't done anything special this week. Okay, what about next week, Duknia? What are you going to be doing?
Next week, our school will have a field trip to somewhere. I don't really remember, but
That's good English, Duknia. Next week, our school will have a field trip to somewhere. That's perfect English. Okay, but you are not sure where. Is that right? You don't know where.
yeah, I don't remember where.
Okay, but what sort of field trip? To do with what, do you think?
Like educational stuff, I think.
Yeah, to study any particular subject?
I don't think so. Like I don't really
Okay.
know.
Okay, just you have a field trip somewhere. Do
Yeah.
you have to stay somewhere overnight, or is it just
No,
for one day?
Yeah, just for one day, so.
Okay, so when you are talking to me next time, this is how to put the sentences together. So you will say, next week, our school will have a field trip somewhere. I don't know where, but it's going to be an educational field trip just for one day. Okay, Duknia?
Okay.
Okay, so next time, please see if you can tell me all of that without me asking you questions. Thank you. All right, Tin Duk, do you know what I want you to do?
Sorry.
Okay, have you been listening, Tin Duk?
Yeah, I can connect this airport.
Oh, good, good. That's good. Okay, Tin Duk, do you know what I want you to do? Did you hear when I was talking to Duknia?
Right now I am download Zoom in my phone, so
Okay. So, all right, what I want is 3 sentences about something you have done in the past week. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Do you want me to come back to you, Tin Duk?
So sorry. Wait a second.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Try me.
Last week I had a first meeting with my music club, but I'm really flattered because it is my first club that outside my school. This is another school, not in my school. So I'm really flattered. And we have meeting at in a coffee in a coffee shop. So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
really happy to meet her.
Okay, good. So we had a meeting. Remember to use a. We had a meeting in a coffee shop. Okay.
Yes.
And I was really happy to meet her. Can you say that?
We had a meeting at a coffee shop, and I was very happy to meet her. Meet them.
Yeah. Almost. I was very happy to meet her.
I was very happy to meet them.
Meet her. Good. Better. That's better. Okay. So, of course, remember everything has to be in past tense.
Yes.
Okay, because it already happened. And just try to remember the little words like a and the. So we had a meeting in a coffee shop. and I was really happy to meet her. Okay, thank you, Trami. All right, knock 2, please.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Last week I have I had semi-final like last week I talked about my football team and I play in the semi-final. Yesterday I will win that, so I'm really happy to play in the final in my school.
Okay. So remember, this is good, knock 2. Just remember past tense. So yesterday we won that. We won. Remember, one is past tense of win. One is past tense of win. So yesterday we won the semi-final. So last week I talked about my football match, and yesterday we won the semi-final. So I am very happy about that. That's great. Congratulations, knock 2. So when will you play the final?
Is Tuesday next week. It's going to Tuesday next week.
This Tuesday. So you will play the final this Tuesday.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so there are 2 ways you can say this in English, okay? So you can say, this Tuesday we will play the final, or we will play the final next week on Tuesday. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, Noctu. Okay, Fong Ni, your turn, please.
Last week, I had a trip with my class. We went to Thanh Hóa and we had a very good time together. And I think this my best memory in this year.
Okay, so that was very good use of past tense, Fong Ni. Okay, last week we had our trip too. Okay, so just the last sentence, please. What was the last sentence you said to me?
This
You said it's the best memory. Is that right?
yes.
Okay, so maybe you would say this. Sorry, I can hear some noise from somewhere. That's better. So I think you would say it's the most. Can you hear me from me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. You would say it's the most memorable. It's the most memorable thing I've done so far this year. Can you say that for me, please?
It's the most memorable things I have done so far
This year.
this year.
Good. Okay, so that word is memorable. Memorable. I'll spell it for you on the whiteboard. Okay, can you see that, Fong Ni?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, can you say that for me again, please? Memorable.
Memorable.
Memorable. Okay, memorable. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Fong Ni. Okay, who is next? Bao Lin. Bao Lin, please.
Last week I had a trip with my school in Mai Châu, Hòa Bình province. It doesn't have any special here, just some village and a homestay that we can sleep and eat here. But I have my friends group, so I feel better.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, Bao Lin. Some of that the connection wasn't so good, so I missed part of that. So can you do it one more time, please?
Yes. Last week
Last
I
week,
have
yep.
yeah. Last week I have a trip with my school in Mai Châu, Hòa Bình province. Mai Châu has village and some homestay here, and the place which we can take the picture. It didn't have any special here, but I have friends here, so it feels happy.
Okay, that's very good, Bowlin. Very good. The only thing I'm going to correct, instead of saying we can take the picture, you say we can take pictures.
Yes.
Okay, we can take pictures, because of course you will take more than one picture. Is that right, Bowlin?
Yes.
Yeah. So you just say we can take pictures, or we can take photos. You don't say we can take the picture. You only say that if you are going to take one picture. Okay, and I'm sure you took many more than that. So we can take pictures. Okay, thank you. Anji, your turn, please.
Last week, I went out with my friends. We had lunch together, and then we go to the billiard club to play. It was also my first time too, and it was a really fun to play. Although I don't.
Okay, that's good, Anji. Last week we went to the billiard club. Okay, past tense. So we went to the billiard club. Okay, and you say it was the first time I had been. It was the first time I had been, and it was really fun. Okay, can you say that for me, please, Anji? Last week we went to the billiard club.
Last week we went to the billiard club.
Good. It was my first time.
It was my first time.
And I really had fun.
And I really had fun.
That's correct. Now that's perfect English. Very good. Thank you. Okay, Tinduk.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
Yeah.
Are you ready, Tinduk?
Yes.
Okay, whenever you're ready, please. Tell me what happened to you last week.
Last week I have a speaking test, and I think I done it very good.
Okay, can you hear me, Tinduk?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay. So the first thing I'll correct is last week I had a speaking test. I had a speaking test. Okay, not have. Not have. Last week I had.
Okay.
Last week I had a speaking test and I did very well.
Okay.
Okay. Can you say that, please?
Last week I had a speaking test, and I did it very well.
Good. Okay. What score did you get?
I think it's 8 in 10.
8 out of 10. Is that right?
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Okay, I got 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is how you say it. Okay, thank you, Tinduk. Very well done. Congratulations. Okay, and you are the last, please. Fung Lin.
Last week I haven't had anything special. But yesterday I went to the coffee shop with my friend, and there are a lot of cats. And the drinks are very good, pretty good.
Okay, so Fung Lin, I will start at the beginning. So you said last week I didn't do anything special. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's how you say it. Last week I didn't do anything special, but yesterday I went to the coffee shop with my friends. Can you say that, please? Yesterday.
Yesterday, yesterday I went to the coffee shop with my friends.
Perfect. Good. Please continue. Keep going.
There are a lot of cats. And
Sorry, a lot of cats, did you say?
yes,
Ah, really? They had cats in the coffee shop.
yes.
Okay, so you say there were a lot of cats. There were a lot of cats.
There were a lot of cats.
Right, correct. There were a lot of cats. Okay.
Next week, maybe on Friday, I'll have a party with my class.
Next week, on Friday, you will have a party in your class, did you say?
With my class.
You will have a party with your class.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Why will you have a party? Why?
Because on the midterm test,
Yes.
we did very well, and my teacher is my teacher said that we will have a party.
Okay, no, good. This is good. That's good, Phong Lin. Okay, because we had the midterm tests and we did very well. Okay,
Yes.
we had the midterm tests and we did very well.
Because we had a midterm test and we did very well.
Good, perfect, perfect, good. That's great. Thank you, Phong Lin. Okay, all right. Viet An. Hello, Viet An.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good. Okay, so can you tell me about something that happened to you this week, please?
I have 2 tests in my school this week.
Yes, keep going, Viet An.
And I did it very well. Yes.
Yes, yes. What sort of test, Viet An? What sort of test?
In physics and
A physics test. Okay.
yes.
Okay, so you would say, last week I had a physics test and I did it very well. Can you say that for me, please? Last week.
Last week I had a physics test and I did it very well.
That's good. Congratulations. What score did you get, Viet An?
I had 9.
You got a score of 9. Is that what you said?
I have 9 score in my physics test. Yes.
Sorry, what sort of score, Viet An? Sound to me like you said 9. Did you say 9 or not?
9, yes.
Okay, so I got a score of 9. 9 out of what? 9 out of 10?
9 of 10. Yes.
9 out of 10. Okay, so for those of you who are not sure how to say score, this is how you say it. Okay. Okay, Viet An, can you read that for me, please?
I got a score of 9 out of 10.
Good, good. Okay, so this is how you say a score in English. I got a score of 9 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 15 out of 20. So you always say out of, 9 out of 10, or whatever the number is. Okay, all right, thank you, everyone. So the main thing to remember, please, is past tense when you were talking about something that happened last week. So you just need to use words like I had instead of have. Okay, I had a test last week. We had a party last week. We use words like went instead of go. We went to the coffee shop, not we go to the coffee shop. We went to the coffee shop. And I had a coffee with my friends, and there were a lot of cats there. Okay, so words like had and were and went are all past tense words. So those are the words you need to remember. Okay, any questions about any of that? All right, let's look at today's test. Okay, Duk Nia.
Yes.
Okay, can you read the first sentence of this for me, please?
A habit is something a person does regularly as a part of their everyday life, often without thinking about it.
Good. And the next sentence, please.
Going for a walk every day before breakfast quickly became a habit.
Okay, thank you, Duk Nia. So a habit is something that you do every day, often without even thinking about it. Maybe you clean your teeth every morning is a habit. Okay, thank you. Trami.
Yes,
Can you read the next two paragraphs, please?
a custom is something people in a particular country or of a particular religious or ethnic group do because it's been a part of their culture of way of life for many years. The custom of eating bánh at Tết goes back many years.
Okay, does that make sense to you, Trami?
I think yes.
That's what a custom is, a custom, okay? A custom is something that people in a particular country or maybe of a particular ethnic group do as part of their culture, okay? So it's different from a habit. Okay, knock two.
Yes.
Okay, knock two, can you read, please, the next two lines, please?
Which like the custom.
I know, a practice.
Yes. A practice is a way. Is a way of doing something which is usually used. Especially is a particular country of industry.
Okay, and the next sentence, please.
The report condemned the practice of keeping prisoner of justice.
Okay, good try. All right, so I will start at the beginning. The report condemned. This word is condemned. It means to criticize something. The practice of keeping prisoners in chains. Okay, prisoners are people who are in prison or jail, of course, in chains. These words here, knock two. Can you say this word for me, please, knock two? Especially. Okay, good. And this one here, please, particular. Good. Okay. And can you read this phrase, please? The one that starts with especially.
Especially is a particular country of industry.
That's good. Okay, thank you, knock two. So a practice is a way of doing something which is usually used in a particular country or place. A practice is a way of doing something. So it's different from a custom, different from a habit. And finally, the last one, please, Fung Lin. Yep, Fung Lin. So please start to read these two sentences.
Someone's behavior is the way they act generally or on a particular occasion. The
For
appalling,
example, yep, go on.
the appalling behavior of a minority of fans ruined the event for everyone.
Okay, good reading. Thank you, Fong Lin. So appalling, by the way, is a synonym for bad. Okay, so the bad behavior, minority means a small number. So the bad behavior of a small number of fans ruined means spoiled the event for everyone. Does that make sense to you, Fong Lin?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so what I want you to do now is to please choose the best noun to complete each of these sentences. I will give you a minute to look at this, and then I will ask each of you in turn. So you have to choose either habit or custom or practice or behavior, okay, to go in these sentences. Okay, you have to choose the correct one. Now that we have looked at the definition, what these words mean, please choose the correct one to fill in the gap in the sentences. I'll give you a minute to look at this. Phung Ni, I'm going to come to you first. Okay, so first Phung Ni, then Bao Lin, then Anji. I'll just give you a few more seconds to look at this. So habit, custom, practice, or behavior. Sorry, I know maybe some of you can't see all of this. Okay, Phung Ni, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, please, Phung Ni. So please just read out each sentence and the word you think should go in the gap. Okay.
The people of Vietnam are proud of their history and custom.
Number 2.
So it is now a common behavior to allow calculator in math lesson. Parents need more control over their children viewing behavior, and in accordance with Muslim. I think the sentence for I haven't had an answer.
Okay, you're not sure about that one. Okay.
And
okay. Number 5.
He's picked up some bad habit from his new friend. And we hope to end the practice of employing children to work in factories, and it's sometimes difficult to keep local
Okay, quickly.
I think I don't know.
Not sure.
Yeah,
Okay, and okay, and number 8.
and should you reward children for good behavior?
Okay, thank you, Fung Ni. All right, I will tell you your score at the end. Bao Lin, please. Bao Lin.
Yes. The people of Vietnam are proud of their story and custom. It is now a common practice to allow calculator in math lessons. Parents need more control over their children's viewing habits. In accordance with Muslim custom, he was buried within hours of his death. He is picked up some bad habits from his new friend. We hope to end the practice of the employing children to work in factory. It's sometimes difficult to keep local custom alive in a global age. Should you reward children for good habits?
Okay, thank you, Bao Lin. I'll just check your pronunciation on one thing. Bao Lin, buried, this word here.
Yeah.
Okay, bury, it's pronounced buried, buried, okay? Buried, correct.
Buried.
Okay, he was buried within hours of his death. Okay, thank you, Bao Lin. Anji, please.
Yes, the people of Vietnam are proud of their history and custom. It's now a common practice to allow calculator in math lessons. Parents need more control over their children's viewing habit. In accordance with Muslim custom, he was buried within hours of his death. He picked up some bad habit from his new friends. We hope to end the practice of employing children to work in factories. It's sometimes difficult to keep local custom alive in global age. And should you reward children for good behavior?
Okay, thank you, Anji. Viet An.
The people of Vietnam are proud of their history and custom. It is now a common behavior to allow calculators in math lesson. Parents need more control over their children viewing behavior. For according with Muslim custom had was buried within how and he did he his pick up some bad uh, behavior from his new friend. We hope to end the practice of employing children to work in sometimes difficult to a global age. Should you reward children for good behavior?
Okay, sorry, the internet is a little bit, the connection is not good, Viet An. Can you repeat number 7 and number 8 for me, please?
Okay.
Number 7, please.
7 is sometimes difficult to keep alive in a global way. Should you reward children for good behavior?
Okay, thank you, Viet An. All right, Duc Nia, please.
But the people of Vietnam are proud of their history and custom. Is it now a common habit to allow calculators in math lesson? Parents need to control over their children viewing behavior. In accordance with Muslim custom, he was buried within hours of his death. He picked up some bad habit from his new friend. We hope to end the no, oh, we hope to end the hope to end the custom of employing children to work in factories. It's sometimes difficult to keep local custom alive in global age. Should you reward children for good behavior?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nia. Tin Duc, please.
The people of Vietnam are proud of their history and custom. It is now a common habit to allow calculator in math lessons. Parents need more control over their children's viewing behavior. In accordance with Muslim habits, he was buried within hours of his death. He picked up some behavior, bad habit from his new friends. We hope to end the practice of employing children to work in factories. It's sometimes difficult to keep local custom alive in a global age. Should you reward children for good behavior?
Okay, thank you, Tin Duc. I'll just correct your pronunciation. In number 7, alive. It is pronounced alive, not alive. Okay, alive in a global age, alive. Okay, thank you, Tin Duc. Trami, please.
The people of Vietnam are proud of their history and custom. It is now a common practice to allow calculators in math lessons. Parents need more control over their children's viewing behavior. In accordance with Muslim custom, he was buried within hours of his death. He's picked up some bad habits from his new friends. We hope to end the habit of employing children to work in factories. It is sometimes difficult to keep local custom alive in a global age. Should you reward children for good habits?
Okay, thank you, Trami. Knock 2, please. Knock 2.
Yes, the people of Vietnam are proud of their history and custom. It is now a common habit to allow calculator in math lesson. Parents need more control over their children viewing behaviors. In accordance with Muslim custom, his was burned within hour of his death. He picked up some bad habit from his new friend. We hope to end this habit of employing children to work in factories. It is sometimes difficult to keep local custom alive in global age. Should you reward children for good behaviors?
Okay, thank you, Knock 2. Okay, just calculate the score here. Okay, Fong Lin, you are the last, please.
Always the last. The people of Vietnam are proud of their history and custom. It is now a common habit to allow calculator in math lessons. Parents need more control over their children's viewing behavior. In accordance with Muslim custom, He was buried within hours of his death. He's picked up some bad habit from his new friends. We hope to end the practice of employing children to work in factories. It's sometimes difficult to keep local custom alive in a global age. Should you reward children for good behavior?
Okay, thank you, Fong Lin. All right, I'll just add up the scores. Just give me a moment, please. Okay, so I will give you the correct answers, then I will give you everyone's score. Number one, please listen, by the way, to how I am pronouncing these words. So I'll read a little bit slowly. Some of you are having a little bit of trouble with some of these words. Please tell me at the end, by the way, if you are not sure of the meaning of any of these words, and I will explain. So, number one, the people of Vietnam are proud of their history and customs. By the way, some of these words, even though it doesn't say it up the page, some of these words should have an S on the end. Some of them should be plural, and this is one, okay? So it should be history and customs, customs. Number two, it's now a common practice to allow calculators in math lessons. So practice is number two. Number three, children need more control over their children's viewing, and this one could be anything except practice, okay? Their children's viewing habits or behaviors. Okay, so habits or behaviors can both be the answer to number three. Number four, in accordance with Muslim custom, he was buried within hours of his death. Number five, he's picked up some bad habits from his new friends. Number six, we hope to end the practice of employing children to work in factories. You maybe could have had custom in there, maybe, but practice is better. Number seven, it's sometimes difficult to keep local customs alive in a global age. And number eight, should you reward children for good behaviors? Okay, so here are the scores. Duk Nia, 5 out of 8. Tin Duk, 5. Krami, 6. Nok Tu, 6. Fung Lin, 7. Fung Ni, 4. Bao Lin, 7. Anji, 8. And Viet An, 6. So congratulations, Anji. You got 100%. Well done. Very good. Does anyone have any questions about either the answer or any questions about the meaning of any of those words? Okay. So again, these words, habit, customs, practice, behavior, you will come across sometimes in English, and it is useful to know the difference between them. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is very quickly review some of the basic words and phrases you should know when describing graphs and charts. All right, so this is all related to IELTS writing test part 1. So remember, your first paragraph in part 1 is always a paraphrase of the title of the graph. All right, so you normally would say something like the graph, chart, table, map, diagrams shows, illustrates, describes, demonstrates, reveals, who, what, where, when. Okay, so these are the words you need to be familiar with. Shows, illustrates, describes, demonstrates, reveals, because they are all synonyms of shows. All right, and the reason you need to know these is because when you do a paraphrase of something, you need to know synonyms. Okay, the second sentence or paragraph usually begins something like this. It can be clearly seen that, and then you describe the main trend or story of the graph you're looking at. And I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. Okay, and then in the body paragraphs, remember we use these words to describe when something goes up. We talk about it rising, increasing, or climbing. When something comes down, we talk about falling, decreasing, declining, drops, goes down. If it doesn't change, we say doesn't change, remains at the same level, remains stable. The highest point of a graph is a peak. The lowest part of a graph is the lowest point. Sometimes things change rapidly, quickly, or fast. Sometimes they change slowly, gradually, or steadily. All right, that's just to remind you what we looked at last week. Okay, now, how to describe a bar chart or graph. Again, I think we looked at this last week, so this will be just a quick revision. All right. Fung Lin.
Yes.
This time I'm going to ask you first, of course. So you are not always last. Okay, Fung Lin, looking at this graph here, can you please read for me the title of the graph?
The chart below shows the expenditure of two countries on consumer goods in 2010.
Good. Okay, so this word here is consumer, Fung Lin. It's pronounced consumer. 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 Good. Good. A consumer, by the way, a consumer, do you know what consumer means? Fung Lin?
I don't know. Consumer.
Frozen, Fung Lin.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Can you tell me what consumer means, Fung Lin?
Is in the when I go
a consumer is someone who buys something. Someone who buys something, okay? We are all consumers, all of us. We are all consumers. We all buy things. And the things we buy are called consumer goods. All right. Thank you, Fung Lin. Tin Duc.
Yes.
Okay, Tin Duc, can you give me, please, a synonym for expenditure? Expenditure. What does expenditure mean?
I don't know.
Okay, thank you, Tin Duc. Try me.
I think
Expenditure. What's
expenditure
another
means
way?
consumption.
Not quite, almost. Okay, I'm thinking of a word begins with S. S.
Spending.
Try me. Yes, excellent. Spending. Okay, expenditure and spending are the same thing. Just expenditure is the more formal word. So it's useful to know for essays like this. Thank you, Trami. You are quite correct. So everybody, expenditure and spending mean exactly the same, but expenditure is a more formal academic word for spending. Okay, knock 2.
Yes.
Looking at the graph, can you tell me what is on the x-axis?
It's so we I guess,
Can you remember which one is the x-axis?
I know it's so car, computer book, and cameras, right?
That's the y-axis, Nokti.
Oh,
Okay, so the x-axis is always the vertical one, okay? Always the one that goes up. The vertical one, the y-axis is always the one that is horizontal or is straight. Okay, okay, so what does the x-axis measure?
it's so.
Can you tell me?
It's it's a number of maybe number
Number of what? Yes,
of
it's a number. Can you tell me?
car of
No, the clue is here somewhere. The clue is here.
number of expenditure of two countries on customer.
You are close, not to. It is the amount of expenditure, okay? It shows the amount of expenditure, okay? And this here gives you the clue in pounds sterling, which is the name of the currency in the UK or Britain, okay? Just like Vietnam has the dong or the US dollar, Britain or the UK has pounds sterling. All right. So here on the x-axis, we have the expenditure or the spending in pounds sterling. So this is the x-axis. The y-axis shows the consumer goods. All right. Namely cars, computers, books, perfume, and cameras. Right, I'm going to show you another couple of these because it's important that you understand this, because if you don't understand this, then you can't write about a graph or a chart when you see this. So it's important that all of you understand what you are looking for when you first see a chart or graph. Okay, I'll show you another one here. Okay, Feng Ni.
I'm here.
Okay, Feng Ni, what is on the x-axis?
X-axis is percentage of government spending on road and transport.
Correct, Feng Ni. Very good. Okay, well done. The x-axis is the percentage of government spending on road and transport. That's very good. Bao Lin.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bao Lin. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, what is on the y-axis of this graph, Bao Lin?
Is a country.
Correct. How many countries?
4 countries.
Okay, what are the countries called?
The spending on road and transport. Each of the country.
No, sorry. What are the names of the countries, Bao Lin?
They are Italy, Portugal, UK, and USA.
Very good. Thank you, Bao Lin. Okay, so everyone, the y-axis shows 4 different countries. Okay, Italia, Portugal, UK, and USA. All right, the x-axis shows the percentage of government spending on road and transport. So again, it is very important that you understand this. Anji.
Yes.
All right, Anji, what does this graph also show us? Okay, besides countries and percentages, what do the individual bars show us?
The individual bar shows us the year.
Correct. Thank you, Anji. Okay, everybody, the individual bars, I'm showing you this graph because it's a little more complicated than a line graph or a bar graph with just one bar. Okay, so each of these, as you can see here, each of these represents a year. Okay, and it represents how much percentage of money the government has spent each year. Okay. I'll show you one more of these. Just to be a little bit different, I'm going to show you this time a table. Okay, so here, of course, we don't have an x-axis or a y-axis. This is a table. Okay, what is on Viet An? Viet An?
Yeah.
Okay, what is on the left-hand side of the table here?
If it
The left-hand side of the table here.
it's country.
Correct. How many countries?
5 country.
Okay, what are the countries called?
Iceland, Spain, China, Russia, and Brazil.
Okay, so thank you, Vietnam. So the correct answer is that you should be able to tell me without me asking you questions is the left-hand side of the table shows 5 countries: Ireland, Spain, China, Russia, and Brazil. Okay, thank you, Vietnam. Duc Nia.
Yes.
Okay, Duc Nia, what is the name of this table?
Millions of tons of potatoes.
No, the name of
wait.
the whole table.
The name of the whole table, you mean the
Yes,
title?
here.
The title?
Yes, yes, yes.
Production of vegetables in millions of tons in 2012.
How do you say this, Duc Nia? This number?
2012.
Almost 2012.
Okay.
2012. Okay. You don't need to say and. You just say 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, and so on. Okay, no need to say and. All right, so the name of the table, production of vegetables in millions of tons in 2012. Okay. Duc Nia?
Yes.
How many different vegetables are there?
3.
Okay, and what are the 3 vegetables?
Potatoes, cabbage, and onions.
Correct. Potatoes, cabbages, and onions. That's very good. Trami.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to be looking at the story that these tables and graphs and charts tell us. Okay, so in the first 5 minutes, in the test, you would have 20 minutes to write about this. You should spend the first 5 minutes analyzing the table to see what story it is telling. How many minutes did I say, Trami? How many minutes?
Just 5 minutes.
Correct. So everybody, you spend the first 5 minutes just analyzing. Before you start writing your answer, you spend the first 5 minutes looking at the story. Okay, looking at this table, Trami, what is one thing you can tell me about it? So I will give you some clues before you start, Trami. Okay. When you are looking to tell the story, you are looking at things like what is the highest, what is the lowest, what is the most, what is the least, what has changed the most, what hasn't changed at all. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me one thing, please. One thing from the table.
I think the most production of vegetables in millions of tons in most productions of potatoes in millions of tons is China, about 9,214.
Okay, that's a very full answer. Thank you, Trami. Okay, so I just change your word order a little bit, okay, to more common English, okay? You would say the biggest producer of potatoes in 2012 or 2012 is who?
Is China.
Correct. Can you say that sentence for me, please? The biggest
productions of potatoes.
Sorry, the biggest producer.
Biggest producers of potatoes in 2012 is China.
Correct. That's a better way of putting it, Trami. The biggest producer, okay?
Yes.
Producer, okay? Biggest producer of potatoes in 2012, we can say is or was China. Okay, thank you, Trami. That's correct. Fong Lim.
I'm sorry, Nate. My grandmother,
Sorry, Fong Lim?
I'm here.
Yes, sorry. Were you waiting for me to ask you last again, Fong Lin?
It's okay.
I'm not going to ask you last anymore now. Okay. So, all right. So we have already seen. So Trami has told us one thing about this table. Okay. All right. And that she said the biggest producer of potatoes is China. Can you tell me something else from this table?
The less, no. The smallest
Yes.
producers
Yes.
of
Keep going. Yes. Good.
vegetables.
Good.
Potatoes in Spain.
Okay, almost correct. So the smallest producer of potatoes is Spain, or was Spain. We should probably use was because we're talking 2012 here, which is in the past. So that's very good. The smallest producer of potatoes in 2012 was Spain. Okay. Thank you, Fung Lin. Fung Ni.
I'm here.
Okay. Can you give me one more fact from this table, please?
The biggest production onions is China is about 2,602.
Okay, I can, Fung Ni. I'll correct your grammar a little bit. Okay, so it is the biggest producer. The biggest producer. Producer is the way you describe the country that is making something. Okay, this word here. Okay, producer, producer. Can you say that for me, please, Phong Ni?
Producer.
Producer, correct. Okay, producer. Okay, so can you say your sentence again, please, Phong Ni?
Can you show the
Of course. Okay, so the biggest producer
onions is
of onions, yeah.
of onions is China.
Okay, is China. Okay, how? Okay, with what?
With 2,602 millions of. I don't know how to say this word.
Okay, almost correct. With 2,602 million tons. Tons. That's how you pronounce this word, okay? Tons. Tons. Okay. Can you say that for me, please, Phong Ni?
Millions of tons.
Millions of tons. Good, good. Millions of tons. Okay, good. So these are the sort of things you need to be looking at in the first 5 minutes. All right, you need to be looking at the story that the table or graph or chart is telling you. So again, I'm going to repeat this a little bit because I want to make sure that you all understand exactly what you need to do. So let's go back to the very first one I was looking at. Okay. So, who haven't I talked to yet? Bao Lin. Bao Lin.
In here.
Okay, Bao Lin. All right. Bao Lin, what does the x-axis of this graph show us?
Can you say again? I lost my connection.
Okay, what does the x-axis of this graph show us?
It shows the number of the on the spending consumer goods of 2 countries.
Okay, almost correct, Bao. It shows the amount. Okay, okay, it shows the amount of spending on consumer goods in 2 countries. So you are almost correct. All right, so you say amount instead of number, Paula. Can you say that again for me, please?
The amount of spending on consumer goods of 2 countries.
Okay, of 2 countries. That's good, Baolin. That's better. Okay, and what is this number a measure of, Baolin? Okay, the clue is here. Okay, we're talking about, for example, here 500,000 watt. Are we talking dong or dollars or what?
It's talk on pounds.
Correct. Pounds what?
Pounds sterling.
Good. Pounds sterling. And if you were wondering, by the way, why we are saying pounds sterling and not just pounds, pounds in some Western countries, like, for example, America and Britain, pounds is also a measure of weight. Okay, just like we have kilos in our countries, in other countries, pounds is a measure of weight. So they put pounds sterling so that you know we are talking about money and not weight. That's why they use the 2 words. All right. Otherwise, people might see pounds here and wonder, well, are you talking about money or are you talking about how much something weighs? So that's why it says pounds sterling. Thank you, Baolin. Okay. Anji. Anji?
Yes.
What does the y-axis show us, please?
The y-axis shows us the consumer goods in France and UK.
Good. Okay. How many consumer goods?
There are 5 consumer goods. There is cars, computers, books, perfume, and cameras.
Correct. Thank you, Anji. You understand. Very good. Viet An?
Yeah.
Viet An, how
Yeah.
many minutes, Viet An, do I suggest you spend analyzing the graph before you start writing? How many minutes? Can you remember what I said? So for this exercise, if you were doing this in the test, Viet An, you would have 20 minutes to complete the entire exercise. Okay, you have 20 minutes to do all of it. How many minutes should you spend analyzing it first? Can you remember?
5 minutes.
Correct. Thank you, Viet An. 5 minutes. So you have 5 minutes to look at what the x-axis is, what the y-axis is showing you, and then work out what the story of the graph is. Okay. Duk Nia.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So there are looking at the story of this graph. Okay, the story this is trying to tell us. Can you tell me one fact from this graph, please?
Car, where?
Okay, so what you are looking at, so before, remember, I mentioned you're looking for things like what is the biggest, what is the smallest, what is the most, what is the least, what changes, what doesn't change. Those are the sort of things you are looking for. Okay. So
Yeah.
can you tell me one of those?
Car in the UK are, oh wait. Cars in the UK are the most customer good. Wait, that's been spent on, I think.
Sorry, can you say that again, please, Dr. Neil?
Cars in the UK are the what are the most consumer are the most consumer good that are spent on.
Okay, so you have the right idea, Dr. Neil. Okay, you have the right idea, but just the English is not quite correct.
Yeah.
All right, so what I will do is I will say this for you and then I will write it for you so you can understand. Or in fact, I might get, actually, no, try me.
Yes.
I will get you to do it for me instead. You are the teacher, try me, for the next 30 seconds, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so did you hear what Duk Nia said?
I'm sorry, but I don't hear clearly.
Okay, so what he was talking about was this here. I'm asking him to tell me something about this chart, okay? And Duk Nia was talking about the cars in the UK.
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell me what is the most, what is he trying to say about this? Looking just at cars, what can you say about this in correct English?
The spending on cars in UK is I don't know how to use the word.
Okay, all right, okay. That's okay, don't worry. I will show you now. So what you need to start off with is actually the name of the consumer goods. Okay, so you would say cars, and I'm going to use was because we're talking about 2010. Okay, so we're using past tense. Cars was or were, all right, the most popular consumer good in the UK and France in 2010. Does that make sense, Trami?
Can you speak again?
Cars were the most popular consumer good
Yes.
in the UK and in France, in fact, because they are both higher than anything else, okay, in 2010.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'll write this for everyone so you understand. Okay, can you read that for me, please, Trami?
Cars were the most popular consumer good in France and the UK in 2010.
Okay, good. Okay, so going back to the graph now, and hopefully you can see what I mean. Okay, so cars were the most popular consumer good in the UK and France in 2010. So that is one thing to tell me about the graph. Okay, thank you, Trami. Duknia,
Yes.
can you remember what I just said?
I think yes.
Okay, can you say it for me, please? Start off with cars. Cars, yep.
Cars were the most popular consumer good in France and the UK.
In 2010.
In 2010, yeah.
Okay, correct. Very good, Duknia. Okay, so that's how you say it in English. Cars were the most popular consumer good in France and the UK in 2010. Thank you, Duknia. Thank you, Trami. Knock two.
Yes.
Can you tell me something else about this graph, please? Now you know the sort of thing we are looking for.
Computer is the most consumer good in France. Yeah.
Okay, can you say that again, please, Noctu? Computers
is.
Okay, remember we're talking in past tense, Noctu, because we're talking about 2010. So it's not is. What is it?
It's were.
Correct. So computers were.
Computer was consumer good in France. Consumer good in 2010.
Sorry, Noctu, I'm not sure what you were trying to tell me. So computers were what? So we've already talked about cars, which you can see from this being the most popular consumer goods. So remember when you are trying to look at the story a graph is telling us, remember you are looking for, the biggest and the smallest, okay? Or something that hasn't changed. So look at it in those terms. So what is the smallest?
Smallest for computer or what? Sorry, I can.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay,
that's okay. Okay, so listen to what I will do with the rest of them. That's fine, Noctu. Don't worry, because you are here to learn. All right. Okay, so if you don't know at the moment, don't worry. Okay, Hong Lin.
Yes.
Okay, Fong Lin, we have already heard that cars were the most popular consumer good in the UK and France in 2010. What else? What else can you tell me about this graph? You have to start with one of the product names. Okay.
Books.
Yeah.
Was a books or was the
How do you say this, Fong Lin? I think I know what you were trying to say. Can you think of it before I tell you?
books was a consumer goods in 2010.
Okay. This is how you say it. Okay, this is how you say it. I'll write it down. Okay. I know some of you will probably already know the answer to this, but I will write it down so everyone can see it. So you're talking about books, is that correct, Fong Lin? Can you hear me, Fong Lin?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so you were talking about books, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, can you read that for me, please, Fong Lin?
Books were the second most popular consumer good in the UK in 2010.
Good. Okay, we're going back to the graph now. Okay, Fong Lin, can you say that again for me, please?
Books were the second most popular consumer good in the UK in 2010.
Correct. Well done, Fong Lin. Okay, so that is how you say it, everyone. So remember, cars were the most popular consumer good. Okay, books, looking at this bar here, were the second most popular consumer good in the UK in 2010. So that is how you say it. This one here is the most popular. This is the second most popular. Okay, and obviously the pattern follows. You could look at this one here, cameras. Fong Lin, I will ask you again, okay, because you've just done this. You should be able to do this. Tell me about cameras. Fong Lin?
Cameras
Where? What do you say? This is the most popular. This is the second most popular. So what is this?
The third.
Third, correct. Finish the sentence, please. Finish the sentence.
Cameras were the third most popular consumer good in the UK in 2010.
Correct. Thank you, Fong Lin. Okay, Fong Ni.
I'm here.
Okay, Fong Ni, tell me about cars, please. Tell me about cars.
Cars were the most popular consumer good in France and the UK in 2010.
Congratulations. Thank you, Fong Ni. Bao Lin. Bao Lin.
Yes.
Can you hear me, Bao Lin?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about books, please, Bao Lin.
Books were the second most popular consumer goods in the UK and France in 2010.
100%. Congratulations. Thank you, Bao Lin. Anji.
Yes.
Tell me about cameras, please, Anji.
Cameras were the third most popular consumer goods in UK in 2010.
Correct. Thank you, Anji. Viet An. Viet An.
Yes. Yes.
Bật mic lên đi con.
Okay, Viet
Sao phải
An.
để mỗi cái đầu chỏm đầu thế?
Okay, Viet An. Tell
trong
me
bóng
about cars, please.
Car for 400.
Cars were.
Car was.
Cars were.
Nào nhìn
Là-
trên cái bản đồ xong rồi nói xem cái ô tô tình trạng ô tô như thế nào. Không tập trung đúng không?
Okay. Try me.
Were 450,000 most spending.
Just repeat the pattern that we have been doing, please, try me.
Cars were the most popular spending in UK.
Cars were the most popular consumer good
Consumer goods, sorry.
in the UK.
Car were the most consumer goods in the UK.
Cars were the most popular consumer good in the UK in 2010.
Car were the most popular consumer goods in UK in 2010.
Good, thank you. Try me. Okay, Tin Duc.
Yes.
Okay, Tin Duc, I know I haven't been coming to you because it's so noisy, but can you tell me about books, please?
Book was the second most popular consumer good in UK in 2010.
That's great. Thank you, Tin Duc. Thank you for paying attention. Okay. Okay, even though I know you are in the middle of the party. Thank you for listening. That's very good. Okay, everyone, I know it is time for lunch and time to end the lesson. So again, I will just summarize for you what we have been doing here. When we look at any graph or chart like this, the first thing we look at is what the x-axis is measuring. Okay, the x-axis is always this, the vertical line. The y-axis is always the horizontal or straight line. In this case, the x-axis is measuring the amount of expenditure or spending in pounds sterling. Okay, so for example, cars, 400,000 pounds sterling. Okay. And just to remind you of the pattern we are looking for when we are doing the storytelling part of the graph. What story is this trying to tell us? Cars were the most popular consumer good in the UK and France in 2010. Books were the second most popular consumer good in the UK in 2010. And cameras were the third most popular consumer good in the UK in 2020. Anji, just to finish, Anji.
Yes.
Okay, what was the least popular consumer good in the UK in 2010? The least.
It is the perfume.
Correct. Thank you, Anji. You are reading the graph correctly. Everyone, so perfume is the least popular. That's how you say the bottom one, the least popular. Okay, that's the end of the lesson for today, everybody. Thank you. We only got partway through what I was hoping to do with you, but that doesn't matter. It is more important that we go slowly, I think, and that you understand exactly what we are looking for, okay? Then we try to go fast and go on to other things. So before we go, does anyone have any questions for me about what we have done today? Any questions? Okay, so next time, everyone, we will continue again looking at how to tell the story of these graphs and charts and tables, because like I say, that is the most important thing. You must know the story of what it is telling you Remember, you have 5 minutes to look at this before you start writing. And if you don't tell the story correctly, you won't get a good score. Okay, so I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope you all have something delicious to eat for lunch, maybe some banh mi, something like that.
No.
I enjoy banh mi very much. Banh mi in New Zealand, by the way, very expensive. I think now the cost, I saw one today, $10. $10 in New Zealand for banh mi. $10.
Yeah.
So expensive. Yeah. How much, Phung Linh? How much would I pay in Hanoi for banh mi?
Phương Linh trả lời thầy con ơi.
It's
About
How
about
much?
1.5
How
How
US
many
dollar,
dollars?
right?
How many dollars, Phung Linh?
Đúng không nhỉ?
$1.5.
About 1.5. Yeah. In
Yeah.
New Zealand, much more expensive. $10 for banh mi in New Zealand. Terrible. Okay, so I hope you all have something delicious for lunch. Thank you again, everyone, for coming to the lesson. I hope you have a happy week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Vâng.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye.
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 Bye, teacher.